might think ambition is this beautiful rainbow-edged world where everything is great, and the longer you keep going with ambition, the greater your life will be. But what you don't realize is that ambition is actually a double-edged, not just sword, it is a double-edged spear where it can lead you to the most uncertain places, and the person you're watching in front of you right now went to jail because of ambition. Let me tell you how, and let me tell you how you can avoid this horrible fate. So you might not know it, but this channel actually started off as one of those degenerate pickup artist channels. A long time ago, deep into the depths of Ali lore, this channel was actually a pickup artist channel. And you don't really know this because obviously, you know, the break the damn moment for me was after that whole fiasco, after that whole era, that whole saga of me being this pickup artist, right, in university. To be honest, back then it's just a lot of degeneracy, right? I used to make these pickup artist videos like top 3 ways to, you know, attract, top 3 ways to send her to your bedroom, like degenerate shit, right? And the fatal mistake that I was doing was I was grabbing these thumbnails, and these thumbnails had pictures of women, and you know how these other channels do that same shit, right? Apparently I didn't know this, but they go and ask. Some channels don't even ask. I guess I got unlucky, but they just ask for permission. Hey, can I put you on a video or something? And they get the permission and everything. But I didn't really ask. I thought like, yeah, that was just what channels did. They go through like the pickup artist shit, and then they don't really ask the women. That was a horrible mistake I did, right? Now you can imagine the most liberal university, in the most liberal country, in the most liberal continent, and I'm one conservative amidst like 5,000 liberals. There's one black duckling amidst 5,000 white ducklings, right? As soon as the channel started growing, because I was applying a lot of principles that, you know, I learned in Project 10K, and the channel started growing and blowing up and blowing up and blowing up, and oh shit, people find out, right? And of course, like I said, the most liberal place, the most liberal country, in the most liberal continent, I was grabbed from my head, and you know, a lot of the people who saw this stuff started making up lies. You know, when there's a story and you want to defame someone, you mix in some lies with some truth, right? So the truth was that, okay, I was uploading these videos that had thumbnails that, you know, I should have asked permission for. So the people who found out, they started reporting me. These were like the women and like the current women's partners and everything. They started reporting me to, you know, the university authorities and the police and everything. And they mixed in this truth with some lies, and that's how you tell a really good lie. There's like side note, right? But how you tell a really good lie is you mix in it, you mix the lie with some truth. So for example, what they said was, oh yeah, he did this stuff with all the channel, and he also abused, and he also did this and did this and did this and did this, and I won't name them specifically by words, but you can imagine what you said, right? Like stuff that I was accused of doing. You know, the stuff that guys are usually accused of doing to women, right? And they threw those accusations on top of my head, and like just worse and worse accusations, and then they all played into each other's lie to just kind of defame me, because I guess my true, you know, beliefs and intentions were, you know, I guess revealed. But like, it was super liberal, and I pretended to be like this you know, liberal guy and everything, just so I could, you know, play around. I'm not even gonna talk about that, but I guess my true intentions were revealed, and I spoke about, you know, how I am unfiltered now. I was unfiltered, same thing back then. And my ambition was just grow the channel, get this huge pickup artist channel and everything. And I wanted to help people. There were good intentions at heart. Except these intentions came crashing on my head and sent me to jail. So they reported all of this stuff, and then one night, everything was revealed. I get knocks on my door. I look outside on my dorm room door. I look outside, it's 3 cops. It was 3 or 4 cops, right? And then they hand me this paper, and I'm reading. They're like, okay, you're going to have to read this paper, and we're not going to say anything so you don't panic. We're just going to have you read this paper, and that's it. I was like, okay, thank you. I tried closing the door. They held the door open. There's no closing the door here. So I'm reading this thing, and it's basically saying, yep, you're going to be relocated from this room all the way to, you know, the other side of campus. Now, this other side of campus was basically where all the convicts get sent, right? This is where, like, the real, you know, the real assholes are sent. The real, you know, dickheads are sent, basically. The guys who actually did shit. The, you know, the abusers, the assaulters, the harassers, all of this stuff, right? I'm not going to use the strong words because YouTube has done enough, but that's where they all get sent, into that area. and it wasn't like a federal prison or anything, but it was like the university jail. I couldn't leave. I was like every time I'd go outside, I'd have to watch my back and everything. Literally shaved my head. Quick backstory. That's one of the main reasons I shaved my head, to completely revamp my identity. Right? I shaved my head, completely revamped my identity, changed how I looked and everything. And every time I'd go outside, I'd randomly get looks from people, and I was at a very different spot, very different place. I didn't really go outside. It was a very traumatic but worth it experience, and I'm so grateful for it. I'm really glad that happened to me because I learned so much. The amount of stories I can tell from that, right? But the main reason I landed in that cell or that room where all the convicts are sent is what? It's ambition. It's ambition that got me there. It's ambition. The reason I got there was because of the channel, because I wanted something greater, right? Because I wanted to grow and everything. And another reason, another story where ambition got me destroyed is the time I gave someone $11,000 to trade it in forex, and he was doing good, right? I think I gave him 8, 9, 10K. He started growing it and growing it and growing it and growing it, and he was doing something called hedging, where if the price goes down, he just buys at that level. Goes down, buys more. Goes down, buys more. And the hope is that if it just, like, let's say you buy here, it goes down, you buy here. If the price reaches the midpoint of where it, the two levels, you'd be at break even, and then if it reaches the original point where he first bought, you'd be in profit, and then you can just take profits and leave, right? And that's what the guy was doing. It's a risky method because if it continues going down, your account is gone. You have no more money. It's deleted. And $11,000 were just vaporized from my account like that. Another point where ambition got me destroyed is that one video I made on Palestine. After that video, you can see what happened to the channel, right? That's fine. We're gonna continue the path anyway. And this is why I'm telling you, ambition is a double-edged sword. But then what are you saying? Is it, Ali, are you just trying to tell me that ambition is worthless and we should not be ambitious people and it's just pointless to be ambitious? What the hell am I supposed to do? Here is where the caveat comes in. Ambition is a double edged sword and it will take you through a treacherous journey, a journey where you will go through the most brutal black pills, red pills, all of this shitty stuff in your life. You'll go through the craziest ups and downs and ups and downs and ups and downs. And this is one of the main reasons I'm against the 9 to 5, because 9 to 5 is like the kryptonite for ambition. It's why I tell everyone who wants to go through 9 to 5, leave that as soon as you can, because it becomes addictive. The thing is, with ambition, you don't know where your life will take you. It's extremely uncertain. But the thing ambition gave me was it kept me alive. Ever since that one night in winter break in university, this ambition has been sparking throughout my body. It has never dissipated for a single second. Of course, my channel has gone through horrible pitfalls. I had to wipe the whole channel the day everything was found out. I had to wipe everything, and I had to restart from scratch. I had to delete and disintegrate every single video I had. Imagine that. You all have your own channels, yeah? Imagine you delete absolutely everything. Imagine for the last year, for the last 6 months, the work you've been doing, you grab it, you put it in the bin, and you never see it again. That's exactly what I went through. And I went through so much more of that. I went through that with Forex. I went through that with trading. I went through that with so much shit, ups and downs and ups and downs. But the thing it did was it kept me alive. There are people out there who don't have ambition, but they want to try. Maybe. I might get rich if I try learn trading in 2 months. Maybe. If I try learning it on my own and then try full porting, like, stupidly. Or if I try YouTube for a month, I upload, once a week for a month, see what happens. They don't have ambition. They have an attempt, and they're gonna go through that attempt, but there is no ambition. So then what happens? It fails, because of course it will. Your first 10, 5, 20 businesses, they will flop on your face, and you will think of yourself like a miserable failure. This journey is treacherous. They will flop and fail on your face, but what happens? If you don't have ambition, you will die. If you do have ambition, it will keep you alive. And that's what I needed. To stay alive for long enough for the channel to blow up, for its first dam to be broken, and it did. Here's the thing, and I want you to ingrain this lesson into your brain for the rest of your life. This game is the game of survival. It's not a sprint, it's not a weightlifting competition, it's not a chess game. It's a game of survival. The one who survives the longest wins. The one who can stay in the game the longest wins. It is all about how long can you stay with the uncertainty? How long can you survive in this game? How long can you experience the harsh, brutal, treacherous, painful, and broken realities? These realities that will come down on your head and crash all the dreams you've had for a moment, and then you just have to restart and go and give it your all again. In that marathon, you will fall and you will break your face, you will break your bones, but how long can you get up and continue running for? That's the thing. It's a game of survival. Now, these guys who actually get rich instantly or who make it instantly and who reach their goals instantly, it's not as good as you think. Why? Because they have no stories to tell, they have no battle scars, and if and when they do lose it, well, they're in a shitty position because they don't know how to build it back up again. These, quick, rich crypto millionaires like Jack Doherty, if this guy loses everything, he's cooked. He has no battle scars, he has no stories. All he has to his name is 10,000 Solana. That's it. That's all he has to his name. He has no stories, he has no brutalities, he has no mental strength, he has no physical strength, he has nothing to his name except a bunch of dollar signs. And that, for a young man, is the most crippling thing that can ever happen to you. I always say this quote, right? It is a shame for a young man to make it without a story, to get rich without a story, right? And these stories come through survival. Survival of what? Survival of the time, survival of the treachery, survival of however long it takes for you to get there. The stories come through failure, they don't come through winning, right? How many times when you hear someone tell a story, the story I just told at the beginning of this video that had you hooked and still watching to now, was it a story of winning? It was a story of loss. It was a story of me getting thrown into the back of a police car with my entire building watching me. That was a story, right? That was a story of me shaving my head, reinventing myself, changing my identity. I didn't tell you a story of, oh man, and then the channel. I didn't tell you that. I told you the shitty part, and you were hooked, you were engaged. Because I told you the downfall of the story. I told you the pain point, the pain part. You already know this. To become a hardened soul, you need to go through shit that's hard. Makes perfect sense, doesn't it? And then here you are saying, "Oh, bro, I wanna make it fast." You don't actually want to make it fast. If you use some philosophy, psychology, and some intelligence, you'll realize it's not about making it fast. It's about making it. You want to know you'll make it. That's the first thing. You want to have some certainty in your life. I'll tell you this one thing. The only thing that's certain is you'll make it if you vow to yourself from this day that you stay in the game, you survive, and you fight for long enough. Because time is on your side. It actually is on your side. It's the only thing that's on your side. I'll tell you that it's the only thing that's on your side. And the only way to make use of time is to go through the eras and periods where you simply don't give up. Like I said, it is a quest of survival long enough. You have one objective: survive this game. And of course, this doesn't mean survive and just play video games. No, obviously not. I'm telling you, survive and go through the treachery. Yes, you will have ups and downs, but don't leave. Don't give up. And this isn't just, another video saying, oh, bro, don't give up. It's to remind you that when you're lost in the dark, look for the light. It's to remind you that ambition is what will carry you. Ambition and time. It's to remind you that great businesses and legacies, they're not built in years. They're built in decades. For you and I, if we stay in this for long enough, the decades will pass and you don't know what sort of business you create. You don't know what sort of magnificent creation will come out of you. You know it will, but you don't know what yet. You might think, oh, I'm starting this channel, it'll be great. You don't know. God knows, you might start like some crazy construction company that uses solar wind panels that generates you like hundreds of millions of dollars a year. You don't know. The only thing you know is that you are on this quest, you're on this path of self-evolution, and the second you give up on it, the second you leave, the second you fall off and disconnect yourself from this, that's when all your dreams are disconnected as well. And that's why I always say you can fall off for a bit, you can mess up, But the ambition is what needs to be there. Because ambition is what will continuously return you to this path. Ambition is what will continuously bring you forth like a magnet and force you. It will tell you, this is the thing in your mind that keeps you awake at night, that tells you, Ali, you could have done more. Ali, you could have done this. Ali, you could have done double the sets today. Ali, you could have recorded another video today. And whatever it is for you, right? It's the thing, it's that demon inside your mind. And that demon, the only one out of all the thousands of demons out there, that is the only one that is your friend. Yes, that demon is your friend. And of course, it's so safe. It's so easy for people like us to just say, man, I'll just go do the 9 to 5 shit. You know how easy it is? The shit we're doing right now for the future legacies we want to build. People think it's easier. People think it's easier, being a YouTuber and waking up whenever you want and you get to record whenever you want and you get to work on the business whenever you want. People think this is freedom. This is more of a 9 to 5 than the 9 to 5 you're going to itself. I don't have weekends. I don't have days where I don't work. The weekend doesn't exist for me. If I go to 9 to the difficulty of what I'm doing right now, let's say it's 95 out of 100, 90 out of 100. If I go to a 9 to 5, it will be the most comfortable, neurotic, easy thing in my entire life. What I've built for myself here is literally it's you want to see the time right now? It's 6:36 a.m. in the morning, right? And I've been up since 4. I've been up since 4 getting ready for this whole setup and everything, and I still have work to do, and I'll continue doing work up until 7, 8 where I go sleep and wake up again and repeat it again. And of course, there's other things, there's reading, there's the gym, there's all that sort of stuff. This is worse than a 9 to 5. This is far more damaging. The path that I'm putting you on is far more damaging and far more uncomfortable in the short term than a 9 to 5. But it's the thing that will build your legacy. It's the thing that will actually take you to where you want to be. It's so easy, it's so comfortable. And sometimes I think to myself, these guys want what I have, but they don't realize they actually don't want it. Unless you have that ambition. Because this stuff isn't easy. And you already know this stuff isn't easy if you've experienced it yourself. But when you're trying to build and build and build, it's not easy. When you're in a 9 to 5, you're already working for someone who's already built it for you, right? You're already working in a building that's already been built. All you need to do is just paint the walls. Here, you need to build it brick by brick. You need to craft the bricks. You need to buy the bricks. You need to find the land. You need to find everything yourself. You're starting something from scratch. This is the realm of business. This is the realm of starting your own legacy. Can you survive it? And that's why I come and tell you every single time, it's just a quest of survival long enough. It's just a quest of you being a mule. You being a mule, carrying heavy loads, carrying heavy weight on your back. And that's why I always say, wish not for a lighter load, but for a stronger back.